Severe weather today. This from a storm chaser, Mark Hughes, near La Mesa, Texas. And because it's like a mesa, like a table out here in West Texas, you can see far and look at the debris being kicked up by that tornado out here near La Mesa, Texas earlier today.
Yeah, we've been watching Texas all the way over towards the East Coast. We are giving you a look at Tribune, Kansas as well. This is a spot that had a report of a tornado. Here you're looking at a funnel cloud. Definitely can't see if anything's being kicked up at the surface, but likely just a funnel cloud here. Still, we have seen lots of active weather, and we continue to see the active weather as we move into the evening hours. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Alex Wilson.
And I'm Dave Schwartz. Well, this afternoon we're keeping track of all the active storms. I believe like 15 states are under severe thunderstorm watch one way or the other today. Let's start with the current watch in the Northeast.
Let's do it.
And here's these are before and after pictures, right, in Portland?
My girlfriend, Darla Maynard, is hanging out up there, trying to take a nice trip with her husband. And, you know, they want to go for a beautiful stroll in lovely Portland. And this is what she got this evening. She's got rain coming down. She said the visibility was near nothing at times. Now you can see just a few raindrops left over. So she is going to get in that beautiful walk this evening in Portland. So really pretty views, just a little obscured by that heavy rain from time to time. As Dave expected, watch box, we've still got a little bit of Maine up towards the Bangor area and then down through Massachusetts, Connecticut, Long Island, and around the New York City area. This goes until 7 o'clock. Dave, you've got more on those northeast storms.
I do, yeah. Let's see where the storms are now. They have cleared the coast here in southern Maine, Portland included. A beautiful night for the rest of the night. There they go. Nice to see that go, but the line is still back here in Massachusetts, so we want to check on that, and also out here southwestern Connecticut. That's where the roughest spots are. We just took a hit on Plum Island north of Gloucester. There were some strong winds with that. That's now over the Atlantic, and thunderstorm is now moving just about into Peabody, I guess, here in the northwest side, and that's going to cruise across 128. Or 95 these days. And then another storm further south will clip the north side of Boston over the next half hour, and that will be it, my friend. The cold front extends all the way back here. Just north of Southbridge, we could have some very heavy rain. These storms are slowing down, as we can see here back into Connecticut. Bridgeport and Trumbull just had a thunder shower. Now we've got this thunderstorm on US 1 as it comes right down to the coast, right around Fairfield, Connecticut. And that is it. New York City, slow clearing tonight. The threat for severe weather just about zero at this point. Well, that's a look at the Northeast. Let's get back to Alex at the desk.
Yeah, the threat does still linger for parts of the central U.S. We want to head out to the lab with severe weather expert Dr. Greg Forbes to tell us about areas under a watch and some active warnings, Dr. Forbes.
Yeah, absolutely. We have 3 tornado warnings in Colorado and Kansas, and a lot of thunderstorms with hail and heavy rain. Still a chance of a tornado in Texas. Take a look at the storms just exploding here. The highest tops are the ones in red there in Texas, but big storms in Colorado, Kansas, Nebraska as well. This is what's left of last night's storms, by the way, that have run off to the east. Now here in red, southeast Colorado, west central Kansas, and east central Colorado, 3 tornado warned storms. That eastern Colorado storm is the one that's had most recently the spotted tornado with that. So that's this one. There was a tornado spotted about 11 miles southeast of Stratton. This is relatively rural areas of Kit Carson County, but you could get a tornado there if you're down in the, especially the southern half of Kit Carson County, south of Burlington, south and east of Stratton. Then down into southeast parts of Colorado, Baca County. No tornadoes recently have been reported with this, but a storm that could produce one coming to the areas south of Campo. And so tracking that one out, it might even get over into Kansas, the Taloga area, if the storm holds together long enough. At times, it's trying to look like it's becoming a bow echo with damaging winds, but still some circulation in that north end of that. Then over into western parts of Kansas, Finney and Scott counties with a tornado warning. It's an embedded storm circulation there right straddling the county line, and that could come over the area just to the north of Terry, probably closest to the Chevron or just south of Chevron, Kansas there at about 520. This Colorado-Kansas area is under a severe thunderstorm watch until 8 Mountain Time for mainly large hail and damaging winds and isolated tornadoes. Oklahoma City, western half of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex until 11 p.m. and then a tornado watch includes the Abilene, Lubbock, San Angelo areas until 8 p.m. Central Time. Taking a look here, upper levels energy, we have an upper low over Wyoming on its south flanks. The winds come in from the southwest over the same area that's getting southeast winds at low levels up into those Colorado, Kansas, Texas, West Oklahoma areas. So turning of the winds with height, storms here and there are becoming supercell thunderstorms with the high tornado threat. They're also, once they merge, becoming into lines like this one that is marching now towards south of Vernon, but coming toward Wichita Falls and Archer City across Archer, Baylor, and Wilbarger counties. Here and there, big hail and then damaging wind threats. And that line comes now all the way down towards Stamford in Texas, Haskell, Jones, and Shackelford counties also. So hail here and there, damaging winds here and there, and some heavy rain in a lot of places. And you can see these storms now lining up from Snyder to Roby to Stamford. That could become a flood threat as well. Over into the areas south and west of Lubbock. Lubbock, you've been hit twice. These storms beginning to slow down. Level land down into north of Plains, Cochrane, Hockley, and Terry counties. Severe thunderstorms with hail. And spotty damaging winds might turn into a flood threat. And then here across Snyder County, down into the area around Ackerley, this one already now is severe thunderstorm and flash flood warned for Borden and Scurry counties. Dangerous night ahead in terms of both the severe threat and the flooding threat once again in parts of this Texas area. Severe threat anywhere from western Nebraska down into the red shaded areas, might get into central Kansas, had been trying to Oklahoma City is weakened, but might get over into the Dallas-Fort Worth area as we get later on into the evening hours as well. Torcon values, East Colorado, West Kansas, a 3, 4. I was thinking there for the west part to Texas, liking the fact the storms beginning to line up. We might get a little less of a tornado threat that way, but tomorrow, West Texas, Oklahoma again, and maybe up to Chicago, Milwaukee, and Detroit also for severe threats. Alex?
Thank you so much, Dr. Forbes. We want to take a look at some video around Lubbock where they have seen some heavy rainfall, and that led to, you guessed it, flooding. Now, plenty of streets flooded. These drivers working through these flooded roadways in parts of western Texas. That's where Lubbock is. That's where we've seen storms, and we've got more coming. So we're, of course, also watching for that threat, more flooding.
This program brought to you by new Barrett-Jackson Premium Car Wax. Take home $1 million performance.
At the Barrett-Jackson Auto Auction, cars like these can go for a cool $1 million easy. How? It starts with the details, and nobody does details like new Barrett-Jackson Premium Auto Care. Liquid wax, formulated for a Barrett-Jackson quality finish with advanced polymer technology for unbeatable protection and a residue-free shine, making your car look like a cool $1 million by the people who know cars that look like a cool $1 million. Try new Barrett-Jackson Liquid Car Wax and Barrett-Jackson Premium Auto Care products available at these fine retailers.
Nice job, guys. And don't worry, this beauty will last and last because I'm the only paint primer in one with Easy Wash formula, which you may find pretty handy someday.
Olympic One paint with exclusive Easy Wash formula stands up to 1,500 scrubs. Olympic, simply done. Exclusively at Lowe's. Stop by Lowe's and save $5 per gallon on Olympic's best paints and stains. Just another way Olympic makes it easy every step of the way.
Olympic Paints and Stains. Olympic, simply done.
A message from the Pulaski Law Firm. A government study reports thousands of workers have been diagnosed with asbestos-related mesothelioma. To compensate those affected, asbestos trusts have been established with $30 billion in initial funding. You may be entitled to financial compensation without ever going to court. Act now. Call 1-800-950-MESO for a free consultation. If you've been diagnosed with mesothelioma, get the best care available. Then call us. Mesothelioma. Don't fight it alone.
Get ready for the passion, the pageantry, the drama. The NCAA Golf Championships. Men's Individual Championship Monday with Team Championship Tuesday and Wednesday on Golf Channel.
Currently in our area, 84 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. tonight. Partly cloudy skies. Low 74. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Friday, scattered thunderstorms in the morning, then partly cloudy in the afternoon. High 85. Chance of rain 40%. Friday night, a few clouds from time to time. Low 75. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Here we go. I told you we're going to bust out of this drought.
Keep watching with us this morning because we're all watching history together.
With Walmart's low prices every day, it's not just about having more savings. It's about having more fun. Great get-togethers start with low prices you can trust every day.
Working on my feet all day gave me pain here in my lower back. But now I step on this machine and get my number, which matches my insert. Now I get immediate relief from my foot pain.
My lower back pain. Find a machine at drscholl's.com.
Who needs a witness when you set the world in motion? The Ram ProMaster van. And introducing the all-new Ram ProMaster City. Purpose-built to help you run the town. Ram.
Devour food that's good for you. The same way you devour food that's not good for you.
We have been talking about that flooding across parts of the south central U.S. and take a look at some of these totals. They're staggering. Wettest May on record for Oklahoma City, over 19 inches. Also Fort Smith, Wichita Falls, Austin, and Corpus Christi. We're talking well over a foot, even over a foot and a half in places like Fort Smith. Flood warnings, flash flood watches still posted as the threat for more thunderstorms offers up the chance of more heavy rain. So flash flood watches out there because we've already got saturated ground. We're going to add more water to it. And that could cause you some big problems. Tomorrow, severe storms from the Rio Grande all the way up into parts of the Midwest. By Saturday, scattered thunderstorms again for places like San Antonio, for Austin, for Houston, and for Oklahoma City. Then by Sunday, notice San Antonio, Austin, Houston, you're still in the zone. We get over towards Little Rock and Shreveport, as well as Memphis and Jackson, Mississippi as well. Through Sunday, this is what we could be adding on to our already saturated ground. 1 to 2 inches around San Angelo, up to an inch for San Antonio and Houston, as well as Dallas. Oklahoma City, some parts off to the south could see an additional 1 to 2 inches, even 2 to 3 inches possible in some of these darker green areas that you see off towards the south of Wichita Falls and into parts of Louisiana. So here's then the recent pattern, and notice that it's sticking around over the next few days, but we do anticipate further down the line, Dave, a little bit of a break.
Exactly what we need. Thank you, Alex. Well, at this hour, we know that at least 23 people are dead, 9 still missing after the storms that ravaged Texas and Oklahoma. As the search for survivors continues in Texas Hill Country, the overwhelming work to clear away debris after these historic floods has also started. Jay Gray has more.
Hey there, good evening. Sunny and bright right now, but there has been more rain here today. At times it was pretty heavy, making it even more difficult, if that's possible, for the search and recovery teams working through debris like you see all around us here. It stretches for miles along the Blanco River on a day when the families of all those they're searching for talked about their resolve to make sure their loved ones are found.
Panic as a wall of water burst through the door of a home along the Blanco River. This home video shows the horror, while today the words of family members of the missing share the heartache.
It's impossible to express in words the tremendous loss, pain and fear we are feeling.
Still, working alongside rescue and recovery teams on the ground, they refuse to give in.
We are 100% committed to finding Laura, Andrew, Leighton, Randy, Will, Ralph, and Sue.
The search is over for the Ramirez family.
God had his arms around her and brought her to glory.
18-year-old Alyssa Ramirez was laid to rest yesterday. A homecoming queen, star athlete, and student council president. Alyssa was driving home from prom last weekend when she called her dad as her car was being swept away in the floodwaters.
It was a horrible conversation. It's a conversation I'll never forget.
The emotions, like so much here, are raw. Battered communities pulling together where they can, while in other places like Wharton, southwest of Houston, families are pulling out, moving to higher ground. Voluntary evacuations in place with the growing threat of more rain and flash flooding here.
And unfortunately, as you guys have discussed, the chance for rain and more severe weather in many areas across Texas will continue through this weekend. That is the latest here in Wimberley, Texas. I'm Jay Gray. Back to you.
The video of the water coming into the house, more of that's coming up.
We'll be right back after your local on the 8th.
Do you want to know how hard it can be to breathe with COPD? It can feel like this. COPD includes chronic bronchitis and emphysema. Spiriva is a once-daily inhaled COPD maintenance treatment that helps open my airways for a full 24 hours. Spiriva helps me breathe easier.
Spiriva Respimat does not replace rescue inhalers for sudden symptoms. Tell your doctor if you have kidney problems, glaucoma, trouble urinating, or an enlarged prostate. These may worsen with Spiriva Respimat. Discuss all medicines you take, even eye drops. If your breathing suddenly worsens, your throat or tongue swells, you get hives, vision changes, or eye pain, or problems passing urine, stop taking Spiriva Respimat and call your doctor right away. Side effects include sore throat, cough, dry mouth, and sinus infection.
Nothing can reverse COPD. Spiriva helps me breathe better.
To learn about Spiriva Respimat slow-moving mist, ask your doctor or visit spirivarespimat.com.
Your heart is precious. One of many ways to support its health is new True Heart from One A Day. It's the only heart health supplement with ingredients to both help lower bad cholesterol and support healthy blood pressure, and also includes CoQ10. Try new True Heart.
I hate cleaning the gutters. Have you touched the stuff? It's evil. And ladders. They have all those warnings on them. Might as well say, "You're gonna die, Jeff." You hired someone to clean the gutters.
Not just someone from Angie's List.
But we're not members.
We don't have to be to use their new SnapFix feature. Angie's List helped me find a highly rated service provider to do the work at a fair price. Come see what the new Angie's List can do for you.
It starts with a subtle wave, then builds into soft fingers, lifting sails and spirits. Nothing makes us feel more alive than a summer breeze, drifting with us on the water, chasing us through the trees, and playing along the whole day. In the Great Lakes Bay region, the summer breeze is blowing. Where it's headed is Pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
In a matter of seconds, your life can change.
The Weather Channel's most watched original program is back.
Things were just going everywhere. And then it was silent.
This was it.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
Xfinity sales professionals are always on the go, meeting new people every day. They're helping families get the latest Xfinity products and services. And they're making customers happy. Jumpstart your career with the best sales training in the industry. Great benefits like discounts on your own Xfinity services and the potential for high earnings. Have what it takes? Apply today and see what doors open for you.
Imagine waking up every morning to a beautiful, lush, perfectly manicured lawn. You don't have to imagine anymore. Located in Jupiter, Synthetic Turf International is the global leader in synthetic landscape solutions, putting greens, and functional activity services. And STI Jupiter was just chosen to provide and install the synthetic turf for the tailgate field next to this year's college football championship game in Dallas. So stop at the mowing. Let our trained staff show you how your lawn can start paying you. Call for a free quote. Synthetic Turf International.
2.
Here we go. I told you we're going to bust out of this drought.
Keep watching with us this morning because we're all watching history together.
Currently in our area, 83 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low 74. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Friday, scattered thunderstorms in the morning, then partly cloudy in the afternoon. High 85. Chance of rain 40%. Friday night, a few clouds from time to time, low 75. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Severe thunderstorms now, even a tornado warning on the Minnesota-North Dakota border. Let's take a look here. There's all sorts of thunderstorms there. Just one, though, that has any kind of a warning on that. Lots of thunderstorms blasting across Fargo, as well as other parts of eastern North Dakota and northwest Minnesota. But one tornado warning about ready to cross over the state line. This is Doppler indicated, but it's a storm that has a pretty well-defined hook echo. Can you see that on the southwest part of the storm? East of Grafton, we're talking about the Marshall and Walsh County areas. Marshall in North Dakota, Walsh then into Minnesota. Tracking this out, it's pretty close to the Acton area right now of North Dakota, then heading over toward Fork and Tamarack areas in the Minnesota area. The time there, 5:30, 5:57. So be on the lookout for a possible tornado there. Of course, with the storm also, the possibility of large hail, damaging winds, and potentially deadly lightning. Let's go back now to the studio. Dave and Alex.
Now we head to Texas, Dr. Forbes. More amazing video from the floods that are both incredible and terrifying. Along the Blanco River, the river that went crazy on us. This is what it looks like inside homes, at least the ones that are still left standing, and with everything tossed around.
And the video that we're about to show you shows the wall of water rushing into a home with a family still inside. We do want to tell you they did make it out without injuries. I mean, you look at their belongings, their furniture, children's books, other home accessories just floating around and swirling like a whirlpool. Luckily for them, a rescue crew was already in the neighborhood and had the boats to get the family out of their home.
There are probably people who can relate to this as being maybe a nightmare they've had. I mean, who would ever believe that you'd wake up in the middle of the night, look down off the banister from the second floor, and that's what you find?
A river rushing through your first floor. That river rose 17 feet in a half hour, crested at 43 feet in Blanco, Texas, between Saturday night and Sunday morning. And all of that rain, has caused all of these problems. However, there is one bright spot to all of this. This part of the country has been desperate for rain, and boy, did they get it. Now, none of Texas under a severe drought. Anytime we're talking about a severe drought, extreme drought, exceptional drought, those are the three worst categories, severe then on up. So nobody's in severe or worse. All we've got are the 2 lower stages of drought. Wichita Falls, they're not in a drought for the first time in 4 years.
That is amazing too. But you know, at what cost, right? It's always, there's always, you know, a cost to all these things.
Right, you know, we get the needed rain, but unfortunately in this case we just got it all way too quickly. Let's take a look at what's happening right now in Lubbock thanks to the very heavy rain. Wind-blown rain coming down. You can see sheets of water on the roadways. We've seen plenty of flooded roadways around the Lubbock area as well. And there's one of them. This Instagram video posted up by Chris or Kristen, and we've got all sorts of water on the roads. And you know, when we talk about these flood waters, very dangerous to drive into, very dangerous for the kids to play in. Even if it doesn't look like a bad idea, keep them out of that water. You don't know what's in there.
Absolutely, especially if it's running fast. And look at these storms here. Boy, just west of Lubbock, we have a severe warning, and it's raining in Lubbock again. So be careful.
Attention, did you or anyone in your household work around asbestos-containing gaskets and packing? The Garlock bankruptcy may affect your rights even if you do not presently have an asbestos-related disease. Garlock's products were used in industrial and maritime settings where steam, hot liquid, or acid moved in pipes. Certain personal injury claims must be filed by October 6, 2015. You may have a right to vote on Garlock's plan to reorganize and pay claims. Call 844-GARLOCK or go to garlocknotice.com.
Bridgestone is changing the game in tire performance.
So Will Arnett can get to the store when he's out of diapers.
Well, to be clear, they're not for me. They're for my son. So we should probably go.
We switched Will's tires to Bridgestone's revolutionary Drive Guard tires.
Oh, those look sharp.
It's okay. Our Drive Guard tires are engineered to take a puncture and drive up to 50 miles on a flat, so no side of the road.
Well, that's good because the side of the road is dangerous, especially since we're going commando.
Weird?
What commando mean?
All we need to sell Strongbow Hard Cider is ice. And an award for best tasting hard cider.
Have you got the shot yet?
Remember that thing about keeping your face behind the award? Strongbow.
There's a more enjoyable way to get your fiber. Try Phillips Fiber Good Gummies Plus Energy Support. It's a new fiber supplement that helps support regularity and includes B vitamins to help convert food to energy.
These are good.
Nice work, Phillips.
The tasty side of fiber from Phillips.
Routine. It's a hard thing to break. Day in, day out. From point A to B and back again. There's a difference between being alive and living. For those who can't imagine life without two wheels, Allstate offers a genuine parts guarantee that promises to fix your bike with original parts. Talk to an Allstate agent about all the things they do to keep riders riding.
Just like all moms, I'm always concerned about my children's well-being. But sometimes they get sick, sometimes they get hurt. That's why I'm so grateful we have children's hospitals, because when any child needs a miracle, they'll do everything in their power to make one happen. With our support. Please join me in giving sick and injured children every chance to get better. Put your money where the miracles are. Give to your Children's Miracle Network Hospital.
What average underwear feels like. What Duluth Trading Buck Naked underwear feels like. Duluth Trading Buck Naked underwear feels like wearing nothing at all. No pinch, no stink, no sweat. Get a pair only at DuluthTrading.com.
Everyone, remain calm.
Rated PG-13.
Currently in our area, 83 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low 74. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Friday, scattered thunderstorms. Friday night, a few clouds from time to time. Low 75. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Fat Guys in the Woods, new season June 7th on the Weather Channel.
Yes, we have had tornadoes today. So far, 10 reports into the Storm Prediction Center, and this is one of them from La Mesa, Texas. This is West Texas, so that is a tornado, and what you're actually seeing is debris being drawn up into the swirl of violent winds out here over the open country of West Texas. So we've had tornadoes, and there are more to come.
Amazing stuff, and we've got heavy rain through Lubbock, Texas. Almost 3 inches in just a few hours, in 4 hours. And that led to flooding on the roadways, flooding at Texas Tech, all sorts of problems, and more rain working through the Lubbock area right now. Thank you so much for joining us on this Thursday here for Weather Center Live. I'm Alex Wilson.
And I'm Dave Schwartz. Well, we've got severe thunderstorm watches. Are we still good in the F? Still going on along the East Coast and the Northeast, and the nation's heartland has just been exploding with thunderstorms. Flood warnings, severe tornado warnings. Wait till you see this. This is across the country.
Right.
It's almost coast to coast.
Well, I mean, there you go. There you have it.
Yeah.
Most of the warnings right now active through parts of the Central Plains, really the western half. So we're talking western Kansas, eastern Colorado, a little bit of New Mexico, the Texas Panhandle, down into southwest Oklahoma. So we've got a lot of real estate, but notice there are some storms approaching parts of the Midwest. We've got a tornado warning up along the North Dakota-Minnesota state line.
How about that?
And then we've been watching the severe weather into the Northeast as well this afternoon.
Yeah, north side of Boston has just had a severe thunderstorm. So let's get the track and timing of some of these severe storms in the middle of the country from who else? Dr. Greg Forbes. He's live in the lab.
Yeah, it's amazing, Dave. We have storms, severe storms now, almost all the way from border to border. Look at these big, tall storms up here in Minnesota and North Dakota, all the way down across Nebraska and Colorado, Kansas, down into west parts of Texas. Some of these red ones really tall there in the areas heading toward Wichita Falls. I'll show you some of those. We'll start with the tornado warned storms. Not very many of the storms up in North Dakota and Minnesota are severe warned. Just one tornado warned storm, lots of thunderstorms, including going through the Fargo area. But this one has some rotation in this. This is a supercell. You can see the hook there as it came across eastern North Dakota. Now it's over into Marshall County in Minnesota with a possibility of a tornado heading generally toward the area near just to the south of Stephen there. Tamarack and Wagner are the Wanger, I should say, are the areas that have that possibility of a tornado. It's moved east of the Acton, North Dakota area. Then still one tornado warned storm, extreme southeast parts of Colorado, beginning to get lines of storms here and there across parts of North Texas and Southwest Texas. Let's take a look at the tornado warned storm there in southeast parts of Colorado. That's areas east of Campo. There we're talking about Baca County in Colorado. And tracking this one, it could be coming toward the Jones area of Kansas and the Toluca area of Kansas, 642, 650, just along just north of the border there. Then taking a look south and west of that, we're getting quite a line of storms now coming across the western Oklahoma panhandle into northwest parts of Texas, Cimarron, Dallam and Hartley counties with severe thunderstorms. That could turn into quite a line of storms that might go well into nighttime hours. And over into Kansas, we did have a tornado warning, but now this storm too, this is eastern Colorado, Burlington area had a tornado warning. Now Kit Carson County, as well as adjacent areas, quite a line of storms there. And now into the Kansas area. This storm too had been tornado warned. Finney, Lane, and Scott counties now severe warned. This one also turning into a line of thunderstorms. So things are lining up in this Colorado, Kansas area for maybe one or more rounds of severe thunderstorms. Severe thunderstorm watch until 8 Mountain Time. Severe thunderstorm thunderstorm watch for Oklahoma City down to the western half of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex until 11, and tornado watch until 8 for Lubbock, Abilene, San Angelo, adjacent areas of West Texas and New Mexico, southeast New Mexico. Upper air disturbance, big upper air trough all the way up into and influencing the Dakotas and Minnesota. The south flanks of that has the richest moisture, and that is west winds at mid-levels colliding with that southeast Gulf of Mexico moisture. So enough turning of the winds for tornadoes. That's why we have the tornado watch there. But we're also getting big lines of thunderstorms from Vernon down to east of Seymour, heading toward Archer City and Wichita Falls for Archer, Baylor, and Wilbarger counties. And that line continues down into Haskell, Shackelford, and Throckmorton counties. So hail damaging winds and the storms in the line beginning to move along the line instead of the whole line marching east. So that's a recipe for flash flooding like it has been already become from La Mesa over toward Ackerley, the Snyder, the Rotan area. You might have seen we had a tornado around La Mesa earlier. Now it's flash flood warnings, and the back end of that, Borden and Dawson counties, a brand new severe thunderstorm warning. And back in behind that, 2 rounds of thunderstorms have already hit Lubbock. This one not making a whole lot of progress across Cochrane, Hockley, and Terry counties, but additional thunderstorms with at least light rain showers pushing into Lubbock. So turn around, don't drown in any of these areas. This storm not moving very much, so it's a problem. These thunderstorms through tonight, I think, might march over to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but mostly staying in the areas generally where they are. Slight tweaks to the Torcon for 3, 4. Well, it hasn't. The update hasn't gotten in, but all of eastern Colorado, West Kansas, Oklahoma Panhandle. 4 continues for West Texas, and tomorrow, many of these same areas of Texas and Oklahoma will have severe thunderstorms. But that threat that's now in North Dakota, Minnesota, some of that may push to Chicago, Milwaukee, and the Detroit area into the Great Lakes. Flash flooding also a big problem. Dave?
Wow, what a pattern we're in, and we're so glad to have you, Dr. Forbes. Look at this ominous picture here. This is taken from the top of a hotel in Cambridge, Mass., the Charles River in the foreground, and that's downtown Boston in the out there in the distance. And well, we've got a severe thunderstorm that's just moving off of eastern Mass at Marblehead right now, which we'll have a look at on radar. But these are the kind of scenes that we've been kind of collecting and having you take a look at from the northeast coast over the last couple of days. We've had some thunderstorms. These, however, are in association with a cold front. So once these move through, we'll be fine tonight. There may be some fog toward morning. Tomorrow, sunshine, a little drier, but then we're back into scenes just like this coming up this weekend. So let's get in here, take a look at Boston, take a look at that cell. That we're seeing some of those ominous clouds. Here we go. Here's Boston, Cambridge just to the west of Boston, and there's the cell that's moving offshore right at Marblehead. That's the one that blew through Peabody about 20 minutes ago. Hopefully you got through that without any trees down in your neighborhood, and there have been reports of that across northern and central Massachusetts. Then we follow the line a little further toward the southeast as we continue to look at Boston over there. Here's Webster, Mass., just north of Killingly, Connecticut. A line of showers. These have been weakening over the last hour or so, I'm glad to say, just south of Worcester. And then further north and west as we head down toward the Berkshires, the beginnings of drier air moving in, and that's what you're going to feel tomorrow after you get up and out of bed here and outside. Just south of Bridgeport, well, this is our second storm to blow into the Long Island Sound. This will be offshore in about 15 minutes. New York City looking good for the rest of rush hour, and that is a wrap on the northeast. Now, I did talk about a cool down. How cool is one question, and how long is the next question for Alex Wilson?
Well, let's show you. You know, right now temperatures have been in the 80s. Rain cooled up in Burlington and Binghamton. Tomorrow, still warm. You're still going to be 10+ degrees above average in places like Syracuse. Even on Saturday, 12 degrees above average in Burlington, 10 degrees above average in Buffalo. But for Buffalo, you've got a record high. 87. That is your record, but a late spring chill is coming for parts of the Northeast. As we go through Sunday, notice that cool air is being pulled off towards the south. Northern Plains gets in on it first with highs 10 to 20 degrees below average, and that cool air will spread into the Northeast by Sunday. So those highs for the end of the weekend looking good in the 60s and 70s for many.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low 74. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Friday, scattered thunderstorms in the morning, then partly cloudy in the afternoon. High 85. Chance of rain 40%. Friday night, a few clouds from time to time. Low 75. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
No artificial flavors, colors, sweeteners, preservatives, and no artificial smiles. Because clean dressings taste better.
If you misplaced your Discover card, you can now use Freeze It to prevent new purchases on your account in seconds. And once you find it, you can switch it right on again. You're back. Freeze It, only from Discover. Get it at discover.com.
Joseph A. Bank presents the Summer Preview Sale. 70% off all signature suits, sport coats, and blazers. Plus 60% off all short-sleeve sport shirts, polos, and shorts. Sale ends Sunday. Joseph A. Bank, the new tradition since 1905.
Beautiful job. I knew you had it in you, and it was easy because of what I have in me. You know, the color-rich technology and all-climate protection package. It penetrates deep for long-lasting protection and beauty. And I'm the only one who's got it.
Olympic Elite, for exceptional beauty and protection that lasts. Olympic, simply done. Exclusively at Lowe's. Stop by Lowe's and save $5 per gallon on Olympic's best paints and stains. Just another way Olympic makes it easy every step of the way.
You can't always be there to protect her down the road. Make sure the tires she's riding on will. With the revolutionary Michelin Premier Tire, even as it wears down over time, its safety doesn't, thanks to Evergrip technology. The Michelin Premier Tire, safe when new, safe when worn. With the guts to stand apart. Join a league all their own.
A message from the Pulaski Law Firm. A government study reports thousands of workers have been diagnosed with asbestos-related mesothelioma. To compensate those affected, asbestos trusts have been established with $30 billion in initial funding. You may be entitled to financial compensation without ever going to court. Act now. Call 1-800-950-MESO for a free consultation. If you've been diagnosed with mesothelioma, get the best care available. Then call us. Mesothelioma. Don't fight it alone.
It may seem strange, but people really can love their laxative, especially when it's Miralax. It hydrates, eases, and softens to unblock your system naturally, so you have peace of mind from start to finish. Love your laxative, Miralax.
Walmart's low prices every day, it's not just about having more savings. It's about having more fun. Great get-togethers start with low prices you can trust every day.
Find the perfect gift at the Men's Warehouse Grad's Favorite Sale. Right now, get select suits for $199.99. 30% off all shoes. Plus, buy one, get one free on even more, including clearance. Only at Men's Warehouse.
All right, plenty of storms across the country. We are talking about 10 states under some kind of severe thunderstorm warning or tornado warning. We've got a tornado warning around Minnesota, North Dakota state line. That is going to expire soon. But notice a flash flood warning off towards the southwest of Atlanta. Another one south of Huntsville, Alabama. So heavy rain has been working through parts of the south, and we've got a lot of rain coming down around the Montgomery and Greenville areas. So watch for ponding on the roadways, lower visibilities as well. That's going to be an issue for you as these are slowly moving off towards the north. All right, up towards that flash flood warning for the southwest Atlanta metro area. It's Coweta and Meriwether counties under that flash flood warning until 10:15. We've seen some very heavy rainfall, so those poor drainage areas, those low-lying areas could be flooded. You could see some roadways with water over them. Heavy rain working through Kirksville, Missouri as well as we go towards the north. That's going to be crossing over 80 soon. Notice these heavy showers are working off towards the northeast and also just off to the east of Columbia. We look towards Fargo now. You can see some stronger storms. We had that tornado warning expire. That was up here around northern sections of North Dakota, Minnesota. So that one we're done with, but we still have some strong storms working through parts of the area. Very heavy rainfall there as well. Severe thunderstorm warning up into parts of Kansas. We are looking between off to the northwest of Goodland. You notice 2 warnings: heavy rainfall, possibly hail, and damaging winds within these storms. Notice Denver has seen some showers and thunderstorms around. We've got another warning well off towards the south and east of Pueblo near Guyman and just north of Dodge City. Notice these 2 warnings and also some flash flood warnings where we've seen some very, very heavy rainfall working through the region. Now we work into Texas and Oklahoma. Off to the southwest of Oklahoma City, flash flood warning. Wichita Falls, you are under a severe thunderstorm warning for this storm that's going to offer up some very gusty winds. Notice that beginning to see that bow, that backward C shape, indicative of some strong winds there. Notice we've also got strong storms off to the south. We're expecting some flash flood warnings. These are saturated areas, and these storms are offering up a lot of heavy rain. So Archer, Baylor, Wilbarger counties under a severe thunderstorm warning. Cities of Burke Burnett and Vernon and Wichita Falls in the line for this one. Now, Dave, you're going to walk us through the next 7 days. Let us know if we're going to see a break anytime soon.
We need a break, and we are going to get a break. It's not maybe not as long as you'd like, but look at these storms off the coast. Those are low pressure areas, a big trough of low pressure. But out ahead of it, a ridge of high pressure is developing right in here over Oregon and Washington and California. That is going to spread east. We've got no rain falling from about Bryce Canyon westward to San Francisco. Well, that general dryness is going to move eastward. It's still going to be humid here, but there isn't going to be the match, the kicker, the vorticity max, the upper level low to set off severe weather as we're seeing now. We've got one in the southern branch right now, one up here in the northern branch, giving rise to that tornado warning in North Dakota of all places, right? So as these move on, we're going to be okay. And look at this. You talk about a swirl. That is a new tropical storm. Find out more at 50 past the hour. Okay, here's your 7-day forecast. And I mean 7 days. Tomorrow, more severe weather with flooding. Texas, Oklahoma, all the way up to Chicago. Northeast dries out for 1 day, but then you're going to get in on the fun this weekend in Buffalo, Pittsburgh, and Charleston, West Virginia. Chance of thunder showers both Saturday and Sunday. Chicago dries out. Minneapolis just 68. What's going on? A cold front drops southward from Canada. 72 in Minneapolis, 65 cool degrees on Monday. Cooler and drier in the southern plains. There's the beginning of the break. Monday, there'll be an upper level low spinning right here. So there will be some showers moving north to south here in eastern Texas and very heavy rain possible out to the east. Pacific Northwest gets cool and wet. And then as this storm comes in from the Pacific, the threat of severe weather, this time not North Texas, but North Dakota. So that's the way it looks for the next 7 days, including next Thursday. Back to you, Alex. Oh, back to me. I'm taking it, okay? And there's Alex Wilson.
At book club, they were asking me what you're doing now, Janice.
Blogging. Your blog is just pictures of you in a mirror.
It's called a fashion blog, Todd. Well, I've been helping people save money with Progressive's discounts. Flo, can you get Janice a job?
You should have stuck to softball. I was so much better at softball than Jen is dead.
Where's your wife, Todd?
Vacation. Discounts like homeowners, multi-policy.
I got a discount on this ham.
I've got the meat sweats. It's good ham, Diane.
Paperless discounts. Give it a rest, Flo.
Yeah, Flo, give it a rest, Flo.
Making a fist. Something we do to show resolve, to defend ourselves, to declare victory.
That's how you do it.
So CVS Health provides expert support and vital medicine
Make a fist for me?
at our infusion centers or in patients' homes. We help them fight the good fight. CVS Health, because health is everything.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is a large and dangerous tornado.
That's why we get real local the moment you need it.
We are live in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi, Florida.
Real accurate.
This is round one of the severe storms that are coming through.
From real experts on the ground.
That is a gust front for you right there in Dusty, Texas. Wow.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is basically what makes the Weather Channel
Keep the Weather Channel on. Here at the Weather Channel.
The Weather Channel is out in full force today.
Only the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low 74. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Friday, scattered thunderstorms in the morning, then partly cloudy in the afternoon. High 85. Chance of rain 40%. Friday night, a few clouds from time to time. Low 75. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Life is a journey. There's a starting point and an ending point. Between these 2 points, we sometimes lose our way. Until the day comes when our travels bring us full circle, returning us to the place where it all started, reminding us why we're on this journey to begin with. Find something more in Illinois.
Your heart is precious. One of many ways to support its health is new True Heart from One A Day. It's the only heart health supplement with ingredients to both help lower bad cholesterol and support healthy blood pressure, and also includes CoQ10. Try new True Heart.
Need new tires? Right now at Pep Boys, when you get 3 Falcon, Cooper, or Hankook tires, you get the 4th tire free instantly. Plus, get no interest and paid in full within 12 months on your Pep Boys credit card. Trust the boys to get you there.
High-performance car, but you're still wearing your indoor eyeglasses in the glare of the sun? Experience Experio UV, superior polarized sun lenses, and experience the difference. High-tech skis, and you're not wearing Experio UV on the slopes? They eliminate 100% of blinding reflective glare and offer the maximum UV protection. Think the view can't get any better than this? Ask for Experio UV, superior polarized sun lenses in your prescription for the best vision under the sun.
Get $90 back combining Crizal, Verilux, and Transitions and a second pair with Experio.
Xfinity sales professionals are always on the go, meeting new people every day. They're helping families get the latest Xfinity products and services. And they're making customers happy. Jumpstart your career with the best sales training in the industry. Great benefits like discounts on your own Xfinity services and the potential for high earnings. Have what it takes? Apply today and see what doors open for you.
The FDA issued a public notice to doctors and patients concerning serious injuries caused by transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, and bladder sling. Please call now if you had one of these devices implanted in the last 5 years. You may be entitled to a cash award. If you had a transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, or bladder sling in the last 5 years,
Please call 1-855-305-2053 now.
Fat Guys in the Woods. New season June
June 7th on the Weather Channel.
52 minutes past the hour during hurricane season. This is the time when you can always tune in to get your tropical update.
Yeah, the Atlantic is already gone off to an early start. Now it looks like the Pacific is getting in on it too. Mike Bettis has the details live in the lab.
All right, Dave, Alex, thank you very much. We now have our A-name storm here in the Eastern Pacific. Its name is Andres. Right now, winds at 60 miles per hour. Doesn't at this point look like it is going to pose any threat to land, and that is a very good thing. Pressure is at 998 millibars, so the winds have gone up, the pressure has gone down. There are opposite correlations there. Moving west-northwest at 12, but if you take a look at this on Saturday, boy, it is looking impressive, and may now be trying to form an eye right in the middle there, huh? Something to see. It looks like we are going to likely have a hurricane by tomorrow morning. So again, if you're plotting at home, 11.6 north and 112.5 west. Here's a look at the water vapor imagery. A couple of things to point out here. A lot of moisture, especially right around the center, a lot of convection, and notice we're kind of forming maybe an eye right in the center, but a lot of dry air off to the north here. So as this may try to go a little bit farther north, and we've got a bit of a trough digging in there, it may actually be steered just a little bit to the west here. And again, nothing out here to hit it all, and that's great news. Water temperature, by the way, right near the center of circulation is almost 90 degrees. That warm sea surface temperature is fuel for the storm. As it goes farther north and then west, it will encounter a much cooler sea surface temperatures, and it may help in some regards to weaken the storm somewhat. Here, a look at the forecast models, and a lot of them take it a little bit jog to the northwest and then generally to the west. So the consensus here is that is the direction that the hurricane will go once it becomes a hurricane tomorrow. Right now, a formidable tropical storm. By midday tomorrow, an 85-mile-per-hour hurricane, and then by the weekend, a Category 2, the forecast strength, and weakening as it pushes its way westbound here. But the season begins in the Eastern Pacific on May 15th, so almost right on cue. We're only about a week and a half after the season has begun, and now we have both an A-name storm in the Atlantic and in the Pacific so far this season, guys.
All right,
how do you like them apples?
Yeah, good stuff. Hey, we've got breaking news now out of Lawton, Oklahoma, where they have seen a ton of rainfall. Roads are inundated, cars are stuck, and they're trying to get the people out of the water. We are getting live video from KFOR TV where you can see these folks are maybe trying to warn people to not drive into the water. They're trying to get those stalled cars out. And that's some deep water. Not a good idea. I mean, really, again, don't drive through the flooded roadways. Just don't do it. I mean, we've seen so many unnecessary deaths this season from people driving through that flooded water. I mean, that one is going up over the hood. Don't stall out your car. Don't make the crews get out there and have to perform rescues to get you out and put themselves in danger. Don't do it.
Right. That really has an impact on emergencies that are where you don't have a choice.
Right.
Here you do have a choice. So you don't want to tie up the emergency people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, this is a scene that we've seen the past few days, the past few weeks. And once again, tonight in Lawton, too much water, too quickly, already saturated ground. We've got it once again. So flash flooding happening. You can see this person trying to push that stalled vehicle out. And then we've got somebody just following them, not really learning from other people's mistakes.
And there is a flash flood warning. Of course, there's no telling how long this is. It might just be 100 feet length. It's hard for us to tell. But in general, you're taking a risk.
I mean, at best, what are you getting? You're going into the car shop and having to pay all this money to get your car fixed.
Right.
At worst, you could end up in a really tragic situation.
Right. Absolutely. There is a flash flood warning for Lawton. Lawton, if you head out Interstate 44 southwest of Oklahoma City, that's where you'll encounter Lawton, about an hour and a half southwest of the city. So this is a serious situation. These downpours are torrential. It's just like you're in Miami. You know how heavy the rain can be in Miami? Well, that's just happening here because all this moist air has traversed the plains. And there's even a tornado warning up in North Dakota and Minnesota today. Right. So the severe weather has broken out throughout the United States, at least the middle third of the United States, where that's where the atmosphere is richest. So once again, these folks are just waiting for their turn to drive through a flooded road. Some of these vehicles, as you have seen, are being pushed because they have been rendered immobile by having driven through these flooded roads. Your brakes can be compromised if you drive through this. So just make the right decision. The Weather Service has this mantra, turn around, don't drown. That's usually the best thing to do. Of course, the sun is still up. There are people around. The water's not flowing fast.
Right.
So those are some of the, perhaps lessening the threat here.
The problem is, though, I'm looking at the radar. Rain is still coming down. There's more rain off to the west. We're going to give you your local on the 8th. We'll be back with this in 60 seconds.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low 74. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Friday, scattered thunderstorms in the morning, then partly cloudy in the afternoon. High 85. Chance of rain 40%. Friday night, a few clouds from time to time. Low 75. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.